After reading through even more articles related to Lords of the Fallen, specifically the story, I have been able to refine lore and highlight certain information that may have been overlooked. This includes a part of the game that could be referred to as unworldly. The demon god Adir once ruled humanity as a nightmarish tyrant, but three all-powerful beings, the Orion Church and all else who dared to hope for a better existence, went to war with their overlord. The war ended with the defeat of Adir, and now a new god rules humanity, but mankind knew that he, as all gods do, would return. This is why the champions of war and followers of Orion named Hollowed Sentinels began the eternal watch over the remains of their fallen ruler, in hopes that should he begin to return, they would stop him. But eons later, the fallen god begins to influence the world yet again, and corrupt even his sworn enemies to join the Lords of the Fallen, and bring about another age of cruelty. One of these sworn enemies is the cleric, who helped lead the war against him. She was one of the three all-powerful beings that are now referred to as the Judges, but it seems that even she may have been affected by the corruption. Faced against the demon god's influence and corruption once more, the Hollowed Sentinels failed, and humanity's overlord is returning. However, this is where the Dark Crusaders begin. The medieval James Bonds, as Sol Gascon, executive producer, describes them. As a last hope against Adir's return, the Dark Crusaders receive a single red glove by the Church of Orion as a green light to do whatever must be done to accomplish Orion's will and stop Adir's return, even pardoning them of means that would be considered capital sin. Dark Crusaders can also use the Umbral Lamp, a device that is forsaken and forbidden. If the head of Orion's church was to find out that the lamp was being used, he would be very displeased. The lamp has a deeper and mysterious connection to the story, as it does not only possess great powers, but is in fact a part of a goddess. Connected to the lamp is the goddess of Umbral, one of the three gods in Lords of the Fallen, with the other two being the god of Radiance, who is the current ruler of humanity, and the god of Rogar, also known as the demon god Adir. Lords of the Fallen features three different endings, two of which are behind very arcane quests, and they all come with new classes and abilities. The ending of your playthrough will depend on which faction you align with. It also looks like aligning with different factions affects game mechanics, such as PvP, as mentioned by Sol Gascon in a reply that was then shared on r/Lords of the Fallen by Chota Superman. Those who align with Adir can perform the Crimson Ritual, PvP, to win his favor, assaulting innocent lamp bearers along their journey. But beware, as whenever a lamp bearer is attacked, other Orion protectors are beckoned for a 2v1 battle to the death. More details soon. The game begins with our long-dead character being resurrected by the power of the Umbral Lamp. We awake to see Dunmire, the Exactor. As we continue to rise from our long rest, we are informed by Dunmire that we have been chosen to be marked a Dark Crusader and should seek him in the bows of the bridge, but not before leaving us the lamp. After defeating Holy Bulwark Otto on our venture, we are already tracked down by the Light Reaper, who seeks out to destroy bearers of the Umbral Lamp as they pose a threat to the return of his fallen master, Adir. He also rides upon a flying three-headed beast. However, one of its heads had met an early demise. This was the doing of a previous Dark Crusader that I currently refer to as Isaac, as the name of this Crusader's weapon is Isaac's longsword. Unfortunately, in the new story trailer we see that the Light Reaper got his poetic revenge on Isaac by taking his head. There was no Umbral Lamp in sight during this decapitation, potentially implying that Isaac is properly dead and unable to revive, but since he is used in almost all of the marketing for the game, it would be safe to assume he is one of the more important characters. So, I have two broad guesses for what this means. The first guess, being my least favourite, is that he will meet his end a lot later in the game, and we have just been completely spoiled by the story trailer. But since officially spoiling major character deaths is not the smartest idea, I feel the second option holds more plausibility. Our characters were brought back from the dead, so he will most likely receive the same treatment. But in a world where no one cares for you, why would we care for this other Dark Crusader? I'm excited to see how the game will intertwine our stories and characters. Returning to the first encounter with the Light Reaper, you are expected to die in this boss fight. However, if you do manage to defeat this ruthless character, a secret cutscene will play. We have seen footage of a second encounter with this boss, so I'm certain that beating him the first time will not result in his death. But I am very interested to see this cutscene and if it may relate to Isaac in any way. I am starting to suspect that the Light Reaper will be more than a recurring boss, but also play a bigger part in the story of this game. The creative director Cesar Virtuoso has described Lords of the Fallen as a cosmic horror, dark fantasy, more realistic experience. When asked to elaborate on cosmic horror, Cesar tells us a disturbing depiction of where, or what, our characters will descend into. But if you dig into Umbral enough, you will access the heart of it. You will understand its nature, because when you raise your lamp, you will see that world of shadow and corruption made manifest, and all the eyes looking at you and the eyes that look into the UI. You want the players to wonder, what is this? This can't be Limbo, it's too organic. What is this manifestation? Is this something real, or is it a parallel universe? What happens with the souls? Why are people dying and some of them getting trapped here? Why am I doing that? So in the bowels of Lords of the Fallen, in the deepest recesses, if you follow a quest, you will get to the heart of it all, stare into the abyss and realize that Umbral is not what you thought it would be. With this information, and the fact that no one actually knows the origin of Umbral, but say that it is so ancient and horrific that it is best left alone, I feel that Umbral has the highest chance of being related to this cosmic horror. Another possible connection to this cosmic horror could be the broken planet that we see looming over Mornstead in the new cover art. There are so many things to think about already with just what little information we know. This gives me confidence that Lords of the Fallen will feature a great story. Recently, Lords of the Fallen has added a creator initiative that involves early access to the game. However, a minimum of 250 followers are required to apply. As I would very much like to be involved in this, please consider following, and thank you for watching.